I remember like Jeff was saying, like, you know, we want to have all the mutants in the first one instead of, because, you know, in most of the Turtle movies, Shredder just is the main villain. So we wanted to do something different, but definitely get ready to see Shredder in the sequel for sure.
Of course.
So you are here now at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, and then there's a new series that's coming to Paramount Plus shortly. So we got two of the stars of it. We got Micah Abbey, and we've got Shamon Brown Jr., who's here with us, and joining me here all the way from the Great White North, Canada, we've got my buddy Dave, the TMNT collector, one of the biggest collections of Ninja Turtle stuff known to man.
And the first autographed Tails figures. First autograph.
I was just telling them about the figures are out now in stores, so look at the figures, folks. So, guys, welcome to Undiscovered Realm Con. This is your very first Comic Con, which is awesome, so I'm sure this is crazy for you guys. That movie was a huge hit, but I want to know, both young guys, and we have some young people here in the audience, right? So, as young actors, how did you guys get in to this business and land those roles, these now iconic roles from Ninja Turtles?
You wanna go?
Now go ahead.
All right. I've been first of all, hello everybody. First off, I started acting when I was 5, but I'm not gonna give you guys the boring details of that. But as far as voice acting, this is my first. The Turtles was my first voice acting, chance at doing all that. So doing the movie and everything, like I remember I got the audition back in like 2021 around Easter. That's the best way I remember it. I filmed the audition actually like a self-tape. Usually when you do auditions for voiceover work, it's just like you recording in front of a mic, send it out, nothing like that. So I sent it out, I deleted it, I didn't go back to it, then I got a call back from my agents like, hey, we want to do a callback for Shamon for Mikey. And I'm like freaking out because I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? Like trying to remember, like so I could, do my best thing at doing a role. But really all I did was just kind of like pitch my voice up. For this one, I didn't want to do the surfer dude kind of voice just because like the last guy who did Michelangelo, Brandon Michael Smith in Rise, he didn't do it. And, it's just, I'm like, okay, let me do something different. And I remember I did a chemistry read with the boys. It was a Zoom with a bunch of kids, like people in the Zoom with like turtle shirts on, and they're auditioning with like their colored turtle shirts on. And I came in like a camo striped shirt. And then it was like, it was like about a bunch of boys, but it was like I was in 3 out of the 4 groups. One of the groups was with me, Micah, Brady, and Nicholas. They loved our chemistry. Next thing you know, I'm a Ninja Turtle, and like we worked on a movie for like 2.5 years. Announced it at the Kids' Choice Awards, and the rest is history.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Round of applause. Yeah, they killed it. What's up? I got started when I was a kid, just like Shamon. I was kind of just chilling. I'm from Ohio, so I grew up there. Started there, moved to California, tested the waters. I did my first Nickelodeon show when I was in like 2019. And then in 2021, I got the same audition, decided to do it. I actually got the audition for Mikey as well. Didn't get that, I was unsuccessful. I did the surfer voice actually, so maybe that's the reason why I didn't get it. I just tried it. And then, like Shamon said, we did the chemistry read. And I was actually in like one of the groups, so I was like, oh, they don't like me that much, maybe they're not gonna pick me. And then at the end, they put us all in a group together, and I was like, oh, I think this is it. And then it was it. And I DM'd Brady, I was like, oh, that was awesome working with you. Guy was too Hollywood for me, he didn't respond, but we're good friends now,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Make some noise. Okay, so I don't know if it's a question or a statement, kind of a question and a statement, but how was it like going into this, being the first actual teenagers to do the voice of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Because up until this film, it was, grown voice actors bringing their voices down to sound younger like teenagers, right?
Yeah.
So how much of like your own personalities, because you're currently teenagers in this time,
Yeah.
did you get to like put into it?
Yeah, well, folks that, like, kind of know, like, we did a whole lot of, like, improv for the movie. Like, dang near, like, 80% of the movie was improv from us. Like, we do, like, a script, and then we read the script, like, one time. But after that, like, all the jokes, like, we outside and bacon, egg, and cheese, like, they just let us, like, rock out. Like, Jeff and Seth, they just let us do our thing. But it's definitely, like, an honor, like, to be the first teenagers to actually play the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, at the time, like, I was 16 doing it, and it was just like, I think, like, it didn't really hit me until the movie came out, and I'm, like, going in theaters, and I'm seeing people wear, like, Mikey mask and turtle shirts, and it's like our versions of the Turtles, and I'm doing stuff like action figures. Like, I will go to Target all the time and see figures for the Turtles. Like, I grew up on, like, the 2012 version, but to be like, go in and, like, see a figure with my voice in it, like, saying cowabunga and all type of stuff like that is surreal. Like, even times and coming to things like this is, like, surreal. Like, of course, every kid wants to be some type of superhero or Ninja Turtle. Like, it's a dream. Like, it's super cool. So for me to do it, it's just like, and to have our voices in and our personalities, like, we added a lot. Like, we're shooting, and for us to even, like, grow up and, like, build a relationship with each other was super important. Like, hanging out outside of set and the booth and everything like that. It was just like, what you got in the movie was, like, super authentic. Like, whatever you see us doing in the movie, like, we have cameras on us. So, like, 9 times out of 10, if we doing like this in the movie or we're dancing, like, except for Mikey twerking in the movie, I wasn't doing that. But it's just like, they take that, our actions, our movements. Shout out to the animators that, like, copy it and do all that, because I know it's a lot of work. Like, for example, like, one shot could take, like, up to a week. So, like, a whole scene could take, like, a month to 3 months to do, and then that's even if they keep it. Like, it's a lot of stuff they didn't keep in there. So it's like, but I don't know, working with, like, Micah, like, as a teenager, like, to see him grow up to now, like, it's super cool.
Yeah, definitely. Being a teenager, like, the first teenagers, meant a lot to us, and I know it was a lot of weight on our shoulders, but I mean, it's really special to us. And I know, and I speak for all of us, because, like, everyone knows, like, you guys grow up and you guys watch TV shows where it's like kids being played by, like, 30-year-olds, and you're like, that does not feel close to me at all. But I know a lot of people feel a connection, especially because, like, of the lingo and just, like, the energy that we put into the movie because of our age at the time. Like, that was kind of displayed in the movie, and I feel like a lot of people were able to connect more, which is really, really, really cool.
100%. I think that was the charm of this new movie in particular, was the fact that, I, for lack of a better term, the brotherhood between the four of you, because you're all around the same age. And like you were saying, Dave, really the first teenagers to ever play this. It's always been grown men doing it at various ages. Here we are, real teenagers. And now in this brotherhood of the four of you, carrying the torch for a new generation that's out there. So it's like a pretty powerful thing. You got the new series. Obviously, there's going to be a sequel or sequels, right, to this. So this is going to be like a long-term investment that you guys are going to have.
Yeah, for sure.
Do we know when the new Tales drops? It's
August 9th.
August 9th.
On Paramount Plus. And all 12, we're doing 12 episodes, like, so y'all better be binging it when it drop, for sure.
And the toys are on sale now at Target, as you said.
Toys out now.
I found them yesterday.
right here. So let's hear from anybody in the audience. Anybody have a question for the guys here? All right, we're going to start with you, and then we'll come over to you guys. There we go. A couple of young folks. Great. Here we go.
I'm a little late. Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
I was just going to ask, is there any specific scenes from either the animation movie or like the current animated series that you guys can share that's very special, I suppose, to you guys? Or something that's other than the bacon, egg, and cheese part that's said you guys, words that you guys did on set? Is there anything else that was just,
I mean, there's a lot of scenes. I'm trying to think of one specifically right now, but yeah, there was definitely scenes where Jeff would kind of have us react to something, and like I know I'm not trying to spoil anything, but there's like obviously parts in other parts of the film that were taken out for like specific reasons, and it's like it meant a lot to us, like just to like be able to like do our own thing, and so like. Those moments like that were unfortunately cut out like still mean a lot to us, and I know we still think about those times just because it was just like us being us and becoming like closer with each other.
Yeah, I think one scene, because it's like any animated movie, there's a handful of scenes that get took out, because they want the most as possible when we shoot it. I remember for me, like it was one scene that I really did enjoy that didn't make the movie, which was like kind of Mikey being sentimental to his brothers. Where it was like he was kind of like, I'm tired of not getting took serious. I'm tired of not being a goofball. You guys, I feel like you guys kind of push over me. Don't give me any responsibilities. Like I'm trying to be there for you guys, but it's hard when you don't take me serious.
Yeah.
And it was just like a super deep emotional scene in the middle of Mutant Mayhem, and like looking back, like it didn't make sense in the movie, but like the scene itself was just super like deep, and I wish it comes out and wherever it is in the files, like
BTS,
it's super cool. So
100%.
No problem.
Thank you. We'll go to this young lady here.
What was your favorite scene in the movie recording?
Go ahead. I'll let you go first.
That's a hard question to ask. I mean, I remember, I think the first scene that we ever did was the scenes where we're like going to the grocery store. Yeah. So I think just filming those, I think it's because it's nostalgic, and also just in general, I think it's a funny scene with a lot of cool music. But probably that scene just because it was fun. It was when we were fresh into this and we were just trying to figure out what we were going to do. And I think there was a lot of that whole scene is improvised.
Yeah. My favorite scene was probably when we first met Ice Cube, like for the first time. Good. Like shout out to Ice Cube, super nice, chill guy. And it was just because it's just like, it's like working with a legend, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like a living legend. So it's he was super nice. He came prepared. He was funny. Everything was authentic. It was a lot. I'll tell you one thing. Like it was definitely a lot of curse words in the movie at first that we took out for obvious reasons. But like the scenes with Ice Cube was so cool. Like that same way, like we were filming together and bouncing off each other. We were able to do that with Ice Cube as well, which was super cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. You guys had a question?
If you had to make a sequel, would you rather have Shredder as a main villain or the Krang?
Well, spoiler alert. If at the end of Mutant Mayhem we do see a shot of Shredder, so I don't think that's too much of a spoiler, but like you definitely gonna see a little vibe of Shredder in the sequel. For
I think
sure.
Shredder is an iconic villain, so I think it's a great question. But I mean, how could you not say Shredder?
Shredder, because it's like, and that was the thing with I remember like Jeff was saying like. We want to have all the mutants in the first one instead of, because in most of the Turtle movies, Shredder just is the main villain. So we wanted to do something different, but definitely get ready to see Shredder in the sequel for sure.
Of course.
Who is your favorite villain to work with in the movie?
Definitely Superfly. I mean,
Ice Cube Superfly.
Ice Cube is the cool, like genuinely, I'm not trying to like overdo it. Like Ice Cube is one of the coolest, most down to earth, like nicest, funniest people I've ever worked with. And I just think he's just a cool guy to be around and just hang out with. So yeah.
Yeah, Superfly is.
And he's cold.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So before your current role as Turtles, who was your favorite turtle?
For me, it was a mix between Donatello and Raphael. I love the color red, but I really like Donnie as a character.
Yeah, for me, it's the opposite. Like, my favorite color is blue, if you couldn't tell. So it's like I really loved Leo, just being the leader overall, but like the personality and characteristics of Mikey was just always like, he cool, like he the funny one. So yeah.
Hi again.
What's up?
What's up? You've mentioned like 2012 Rise. I'm sure if anyone who's familiar with TMNT, they're big with crossovers.
Yeah.
If you guys could do a crossover with any voice cast from live action or animated, who'd you choose?
Ooh. You gonna put me on the spot.
That was a good question.
Because I'm sure everybody in here has their favorites and ones they grew up on.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna let you answer that first.
I don't want to I know everyone has a preference, but I think Rise probably. Only because I just think. Well, obviously the Donatello character. I think it was played really, really well, and I think everyone in that cast had a great. I think I'm very drawn to people with cool voices, and I feel like everyone in the cast had a really cool voice.
I want to do the 2012 cast so bad. Like, I love 2012 Mikey so much, and it's, if you know the voice actor who plays him, his work already is like legendary in the voice actor industry. So it's like,
I feel like 2012 cast kind of is very unique and iconic.
Yeah, so I say 2012 for me.
And could I do one more question? Yeah. So there's the big milking scene. Was that your idea? And if not, what was your reaction to it when you first saw
Definitely not our idea. That was very interesting. I remember when Jeff kind of introduced the whole idea to us. He was like, "So we have this scene where you guys get milked," and we were like, "What?" And so they actually, a lot of people, I don't know if anyone knows this. I don't think we've talked about this. A lot of the scenes where there's reactions. It's reacting, they record us reacting to what Jeff or Seth is telling us. They'll say all right, now what if I told you that you guys get milked in the scene? It's that's all live reaction because we're like, what?
Literally.
You know what I mean?
It's just and it's we just, with all our personalities, it's when you put kids in the booth, it's we finna say anything. So it's all the screams and we're all going through puberty. So it's kind of super, all the voice cracks that you see, that was just in it, and they kept it and they loved it. So it's all the screams, all the everything. We are oh my God, everything is it's just all pure imagination, and it's hard to just kind of think of yourself getting milked, so you have to think of yourself as the turtle getting milked. So yeah, it was fun. It was crazy.
Testing, cowabunga. What do you guys say your favorite show is? And if it's the ones that you guys want to cross over with, which favorite moment or episode from that show?
Show as in Turtles, the turtle version, or just in general?
I think the turtle version.
Turtles, all right, bet. I gotta keep saying 2012 because that's what I know. I gotta keep saying 2012,
every time.
But
yeah. I mean, it's something. It's everyone has their personal favorite, and it has to do a lot with what you grew up with, and everything about the 2012 show is nostalgic for me because I grew up with that. You come home, put on the TV, and that's what's on the TV. You know what I mean? So, and also, it's just a great TV show, in my opinion.
Yeah, 2012. Rise. I love little things about everything from the storyline to animation. So I'll say 2012 for sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello. My name is Chris Toro.
What's going on?
What's up? I got a question. How do you feel about the themes that you were seeing, about the turtles and how they were outcast, they look like freaks there? How does that relate to you?
I mean, everyone's had their moments of being sort of an outcast in the sense that you don't fit in. But I think what we connected to the most was just being able to still be ourselves at the end of the day, not wanting to change, because there's, at the end of the day, you can't really change anything about yourself. You're always going to be you. And I think that's what's important to all of us as humans and I guess as mutants as well.
Yeah, I feel relating to the most is, at least for me personally, it's like when I was in school and everything, like I was the only kid that wanted to be an actor. Like most kids wanted to do sports and everything like that. So it was kind of hard to relate to other kids, and even just the industry that we in. Like it's kind of hard to be like, hey, I'm kind of about to do a voiceover session for the Turtles, and it's like your friends are like, I'm finna go hoop, you know. So it's kind of like not relating at all. Like, and then also like you just overall, we kind of just have to put our own mindset of like what it is to be an actual turtle, because that's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? So like, how is it to be like? Imagine if we came out here as the actual Ninja Turtles, like in real life, like forget the convention and everything. Like you gonna walk on the street and kind of be like, oh, what's going on? Like y'all ain't Times Square figures. We can't pull y'all heads off. So it's like, it's something like, it's also knowing in the back of your head that the story relates to somebody. Like a lot of people, you know, feel like outsiders to their peers. So it's like putting the sympathy and the heart behind your character and the position that you're playing and what you represent. So
yeah,
I think we did a good job. I think we did a good job, man.
Yeah.
I hope y'all enjoyed it for sure. For sure.
Hi, quick question. I grew up watching you on the Chi. So between the Chi and you doing the animated with the Ninja Turtles, which one do you kind of favor? You want more veered towards the movies with the animated, or more with the work with the Chi?
Yeah, it's the Chi. Between the Chi and the Turtles, I love both for different reasons. Like, you know, like with the Chi and live action shooting, it's like, that's, you know, like I'm still growing up on the show because we're still shooting it. And it's like, I love it because I love the cast on both, and it's so different. Like I love the cast on the Turtles, I love the cast on the Chi. If I had to pick between the two, I'm about to get myself in trouble. But it's just like voiceover work is just like so much more nostalgic, and especially like with a franchise like this, it's like I feel like it's a lot of more pressure on the Turtle side because it's like you have so many fans and 40 years worth of, you know, a franchise to kind of like look back on, and it's definitely a little pressure for us.
A lot of pressure, yeah.
But it's like the Chi is, you know, like I'm from Chicago, so it's like I love it. So it's like I can't really pick. I can't pick. No problem.
Hi, I have a question. Why did you want to audition for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie in the first place?
Shoot. More of the question is why not? Like, you know, like, like I grew up, you know, like I keep saying, on the 2012 version, and like when it comes to auditions, like as an actor, you got to get used to being told no. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's just the nature of the game.
Yeah.
So it's like coming into it's like I'm gonna do what I gotta do. It's either gonna work out or it's not. You know what I'm saying? So it's like doing the audition, like the scene in it isn't even that we auditioned for isn't even in the movie as well.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was just like an amazing opportunity. Like for me, it's like I'm like, oh yeah, I got the coolest character. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? I just had to. I was like, I went for it, and now we're here. You know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like Shamon said, who wouldn't want to do this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I get to be up here, I get to be talking to everyone here, and I get to be a part of an amazing franchise. And in general, I mean, I grew up with it, so it's like, why not? And especially like I have a ton of reasons to want to. So yeah.
So what's your favorite line in the show, and can you like say it in your turtle voice?
Go ahead, Mike. I mean, I said Micah, finna say Mikey. Me, off the top of my head, is probably like the iconic, like, why did we get a fruit shaped just like my head? Like, I'm a little older now, so it sounds a little different. But yeah, that's probably My favorite line.
That's a cool question. I don't know if I have a specific favorite one. I know I'm thinking of one right now, but my voice, as you guys probably have noticed, I've seen on Twitter, my voice has changed quite a bit since I initially recorded. Which, by the way, my voice, I was like 13 years old when I initially filmed this. So that's why it was a little higher. But yeah, I mean, my favorite line in the whole franchise, for me personally, is Cowabunga. So why not? Cowabunga! Right? Come on. So yeah, good question.
Hey, so I just have a quick question too. Obviously, teenagers, you guys did this a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. You're in school. What's it like with your classmates knowing that they're going to school with the Ninja Turtles?
I mean, I go to public school. I go to like a regular high school, so I mean, it's pretty normal. A lot of people don't know this because I didn't post it on my account, but I actually got. I ran for senior class president at my school, and I got Seth to send me a video of him like trying to campaign for me. So I did win because of him, probably. But I mean, it's chill. Like everyone at my school knows, like it's cool. I don't like usually people like there's a few times where like people have like come up to me and asked me to sign their yearbook or something like that. But it's just like normal. Like I'm genuinely just a normal kid. Like I play on the water polo team. Like it's nothing crazy.
Yeah, for me, when I was doing the movie, I was in high school. I'm out of high school, and I did online school, so it really wasn't classmates. But I do work with like my kids on the Chi. So it's kind of like when they found out, it was like they're like, "How were you able to keep a secret for like 2.5 years?" I'm like, and it wasn't even like an NDA thing. They were just like, "We wanted it to be a surprise, so just don't tell anybody." Like we have a group chat, like a Turtles group chat. Yeah. So they're like, "Bro, when are they gonna announce it? Like I can't wait any longer." I'm like, I'm not finna be the one to tell the world what's going on, because of course it is a big deal, a big secret and everything. But I think people were excited. They were happy for me, and telling me all of a sudden I got like people telling me on set and out in public like their turtle stories of how they. How they got into the series and the franchise and everything. I got folks on set asking me to sign stuff for them and stuff like Mikey figures and everything like that. So it's cool.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
So I know you guys said you grew up with the 2012 Turtles. So when you were preparing for the roles, did you find yourself like going back further to other eras, whether it's like other shows, comics, or anything like that? And did any of that, if you did any of that kind of stick with you when you were figuring out how you were going to play it?
I think I forget which series I'm referencing right now, but like I know a lot of times Donatello's always been seen as like the IT guy or the smart guy or then like specifically more like nerdy, right? And like not that cool. And I feel like one of the main things that me and Jeff kind of talked about before was, is that me? Oh, that's him. Okay, my bad. And I was like, you know what? Let's like not make him just like the like quote unquote like nerdy guy. Let's make him like cool. Let's add some like lore to his character, right? So I think like taking like different personality traits in the sense that like making him cooler and making him like less of just like, oh, that's the tech guy. Like he needs to be the guy that can only do tech. Like he has a personality too. He has his own interests, and I think that's where I kind of like took pieces from.
Yeah, for me with Mikey, it was definitely like a lot of pressure just because Mikey is such like a funny, crazy, outgoing character, and I feel like I'm such the opposite. Like I feel like I'm more calm and chill, which Mikey can be at times too, but I feel like when I looked back at the different versions and iterations, even going back to like 1980s, 1990s versions, like it sounds crazy, but like I really tried to be the opposite and be different. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to bring something different and memorable to the role, whether it be the voice itself, the personality to the character. So for me, it was like, even I remember when I was talking to Jeff, the director, and we were having a conversation of why I got picked for the roles. Like he was like, "Bro, you were like one of the only ones, if not the only one, who didn't do a turtle like surfer voice." So it was like, when a lot of people came in, you got a whole lot of like totally like a lot of those. I'm like, it's hard to be stand out. So it's like for me, just pitching my voice up a little bit, adding like, personality to it. It's like that's, it helped obviously, get the role, but it's like I always try to pay homage to the previous iterations of the Turtles as much as possible. And, it's, but like I said, it's definitely like a lot of pressure when like who you're kind of coming after. Like, it's like you got an amazing history with the Turtles. It's like you're working with 40 years worth of, the franchise. So it's like to just be new to everything, it's like we try to be like up on turtle knowledge and know like when did this comic come out, when did that comic come out, what's new, who made this, who did that. It's like,
yeah.
So it's like, but I try not to put too much pressure on it because I feel like that wouldn't make it as fun. You know what I'm saying? That's when we get to do what we do with the ad-libbing and everything like that. So I try not to put too much pressure on it. For sure.
I have a question. Did you ever get any backlash for the way you portrayed your character? Because I know like fans of the older versions of like the 80s, 90s, even the 2012s, even the 2012 series.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get any like backlash and like how you did your character different? Like,
Yeah.
you and your cast members?
I mean, thankfully, because of people like you guys here today, we've had a very, very, very cool, respectful, and nice fan base just to support us through this like new journey and new like era. But specifically, I know that like I know me personally, like I was thinking to myself right before the movie came out, I was like what if like people don't like it? I know they're very picky about like what era they like and what they didn't like about the past couple. And I was like, what if they don't like it? But thankfully to you guys, like we've had very good responses, and hence why we're doing the second one. But yeah, I mean, there's a few things like obviously about like, the way, but everyone has their own opinions, so, but we don't take it personally.
Man, I'm finna get y'all the most like unfiltered answer. Like people hated it when they saw it. Like, people have opinions, they judge.
I didn't see the hate, I guess.
Man, anyway, it's just like it's real.
I wasn't on Twitter.
Like people don't like it. People aren't gonna like everything. People didn't like the animation style. They hated us as kids. Like when we came on, like us being announced, like they were like, oh, Mikey should have been switched with Donnie. Donnie should have went to him.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
A whole lot of things are like, oh, Michael B. Jordan was gonna play Mikey. I'm like, no, he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, but it's what you. Luckily, like we don't give into the energy. Like we're not responding back to the hate. And what's so crazy is it's like I remember even with the Rise version, people had their strong opinions about the character. People had their strong opinions about April and everything like that. So it's like, but then once the project came out, they were like, you know what? When I saw the trailer, I ain't like it. But watching the movie, I love it now. So, it's like, give it a chance. If you watch the movie and you don't like it, you don't like it. Don't watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just like, it's how much you give into it. Because, a lot of people want to say stuff just for a reaction up out of you. Yeah. Like, people want to say, I hate you. Like, I had people in my DMs or comments, you are the worst Mikey ever. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm over here, like, about to work. I'm like, well, you better get used to me because it's like, we're working on a series. Series about to drop August 9th. We're working on the second season of it. We're working on a sequel. And it's like, and it's always more love than hate. I'll say that. There's more love than hate.
So thank you guys. So
thank y'all for sure.
And we the diehard Ninja Turtle fans, like I'm probably one of the most diehard Ninja Turtle fans. And I love the evolution and change. So good on you guys. Make some noise for these guys.
Thank you.
Shamon and Micah.
Thank you guys, and make sure you get down to their tables here. Shamon's only here today, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure you go see him today. All right? Mike will be here tomorrow, so thank you once again, folks.
Thank you.
So, what are we going to do tonight, Brain?
Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Watch Fandom Spotlite videos and then take over the world.
Egad, that's great! And maybe we should tell them all to have fun?
And follow their fandom. Then bow before my genius.